Well, hello my baby gorillas, and we're back at Westminster getting bullied by the security guards on the lawn, obviously not wanting the Scottish independent media actually televising and commenting on what is happening tonight. Well, let's just say the Queen is dead, long live the King. Boris is back, and that's him in charge. I said that it was going to happen, and I said that Joe Swinton was going to become the leader of the illiberal, liberal, undemocratic Democrats. What a waste of space she's going to be. As much use as a box of rocks. So where are the main political issues? Because I only want to divulge this. I'll spend a wee bit of time actually divulging what's going to be happening. And nothing is simple. Now Boris is lining his cabinet. But the question is it the Conservative Party and the Lib Lab Con Party that are the issue? Not changing politicians on the political parties, but it's the underlying parties that are the issue. So there's been a few things muted just now. So what's going to happen to Boris? And Boris is now potentially going to have to maybe come in some sort of coalition with Nigel Farage. We've already seen the Christian Democrats, the corporatist globalists, and what's his face? Ken Clark, Ken Hammond, and a lot of the Christian Democrat, TRG, Conservatives are now not prepared to actually serve in his Parliament. They're basically wanting to jump ship and potentially even join the Liberal Democrats. There's Tony Blair, Gordon Brown now closing up to the illiberal, liberal, undemocratic Democrats under Joe as dull as dishwater Swinton. If you think Theresa May was bad, wait until you see Joe Swinton in power. And Joe Swinton's got a lot of baggage from the last coalition between the Conservatives, but really the Christian Democrats within the Conservative Party and the liberal, undemocratic Democrats. When in the last one, she's got a lot of political baggage, and she's just not very good. If you think May was bad, wait until you see Joe Swinton. So what is May's legacy? So we've just seen that Theresa May had 3 years in political power. Now everybody's saying that she is the worst Prime Minister ever. The worst. Without a shadow of a doubt, the worst. But it depends on what perspective you look through from a political point of view. If you look from the fact that she was a Remainer and managed to delay Brexit going through for 3 years, and actually then came up with a deal that couldn't go through Parliament, kept us in even longer with no clear policy of how to get out. Not a clear policy, but Boris might develop another agreement if he doesn't go with no deal, but he's got a limited amount of days to do it in. So the whole thing, she's managed to construct a mess as a Remainer. And if we don't get it in the next 100 days by the 31st, she could have single-handedly destroyed the Conservative Party for the Remainers, from the Bilderbergers, the Rory Stewarts, the Sith apprentice, the Darth Vader to Ken Clark's Emperor in the Sith. This is what, and now they're talking, Rory Stewart's talking about potentially jumping ship to the illiberal, liberal, undemocratic Democrats. And now the major questions are going to come out. Should the ERG and the Brexit Party combine and make a new political entity and just allow the Christian Democrats to move into the illiberal liberals, which is basically what they are? They would be better at home there. And the split that I had already told you about months ago that would happen in the Conservative Party where the ERG and become a homogenous group, and the Christian Democrats join the Liberal Democrats, and maybe even the Social Democrats like Tom Watson, who seem to be having increasingly less in common with people like Jeremy Corbyn, whose days are numbered now as well. But unless Boris Johnson does something very clever, such as joining the Brexit Party, if he goes into an election having not delivered Brexit, he is in a pile. The Conservatives, not just him. So if he goes on the 31st of October, and the Christian Democrats, the Bilderbergers, block him, and then he has to either prolong it, or if he prorogues Parliament and gets it through, then that's okay, but they're already trying to limit that power. He might just let it fall through and not ask for an extension, and then they would get it by bang to rights. But if the Christian Democrats, the Rory Stewarts and the Clarks of the world then thwart leaving the EU, we'll see a collapse of the Conservative Party, and what we will see is the Brexit Party and Nigel Farage potentially becoming the next Prime Minister after Boris Johnson. Because if the Conservative Party has failed to actually get before the call of general election, failed to actually come out of the EU, then we'll see Boris Johnson, then we'll see Nigel Farage becoming the Prime Minister. Unless Boris does a deal with Nigel and people like Steve Baker and some of the ERG guys, either the Brexit Party doesn't stand candidates in their areas. I don't know how they would reciprocate that, because like somebody like Dominic Grieve, who the actual constituency party want to kick out because he's such a Christian Democrat and not representing the wishes of the actual constituents. I don't know if he will be kicked out by the constituency party, or whether or not you're then going to have a Brexit Conservative fight. It's rather complex to actually do, but this is moving even towards the splitting of the Conservatives. And we've already seen some of them, like Anna Soubry, the alleged Nazi, now suing people over being called a Nazi when she's on national television calling everybody fascist. We have a system where it's one rule for one and one for another. Where we've seen Pakistani Muslims actually who are convicted of vote rigging being given off. We've seen rape gangs supported by Gordon Brown being blanked by the BBC. So it's very interesting that these things that are actually happening just now are not even, they're being overlooked. I mean, there's serious questions that Gordon Brown has to answer about the fact that he has overlooked rape gangs or told not to investigate rape gangs in the north and Midlands of England, or all over England in fact. So, I mean, this is a massive situation we find ourselves. Can Boris swing it? Can he do some manoeuvring? Is Boris going to be the right person to actually do it? I have my doubts about Boris. I have my doubts. But at least we've got movement now. And we've got movement in the way of the 17.4 million people who are now moving along the correct manner. It's going to be fun and games. So don't think for a minute it's going to be easy. And there's poor Tommy Robinson in jail for actually reporting on these Muslim rape gangs. The states, because obviously they caused the problem, are now wanting to attack the people who are reporting on it, and putting people in jail now for reporting. I mean, how disgusting our country is becoming. How disgusting. It's becoming illiberal, authoritarian. and that's what you better start watching out. In future, it will not be a left-right problem or dichotomy. It will be an authoritarian versus libertarian situation that will be going on, and we'll be seeing plenty more fascists like that. We've already now seen that the anti-fascists of Antifa are now correctly being called or designated a fascist organisation in America now. So that's absolutely massive as well. That's a step along the correct manner up there. Well guys, after being bullied on the lawn, obviously they're trying to protect the sources. Can't protect all of us. The more you go out there, the more the walls of Jericho start to collapse. There you go. Phoned the police about half an hour ago, and that's the police just all of a sudden turning up. Fantastic, great stuff.